In a modern country like the United States, where people are constantly chasing the American dream, we've grown used to postponing our health. We hear daily news about political tension, rising healthcare costs, or economic uncertainty. But the most dangerous crisis could be happening quietly right inside our chest, and no one talks about it enough. Nearly 800,000 Americans suffer a heart attack each year, most of them over the age of 60, according to the American Heart Association, AHA. But the terrifying truth isn't in the number, it's in the silence. Many heart attacks don't come with the classic crushing chest pain. There's no dramatic collapse, just a random day when you feel more tired than usual, lose your appetite, or break into a cold sweat for no reason. And you think it's just age. While headlines focus on political chaos, inflation, or healthcare debates, millions of American hearts are quietly struggling, slowly, silently, and unnoticed. Especially among women and seniors, symptoms of silent heart attack are often misread as anxiety, sleep troubles, or just getting older. Are you truly healthy or simply unaware? This video is not here to scare you. It's a gentle but urgent reminder. Recognizing the subtle symptoms of a heart attack could save your life. We'll break down each sign in a way that connects with your everyday reality, whether it's fatigue, stress, or shortness of breath. And most importantly, you'll learn how to protect your heart daily with small, powerful choices you can make right at home. Because your heart deserves to be heard before it has to cry out for help. With a clear understanding of why early warning signs matter, let's walk through the 7 subtle symptoms that often appear days or even weeks before a heart attack. Recognizing these cues allows you to take action before it's too late. I'll explain each sign step by step, weaving in reliable health data and expert advice so you walk away feeling empowered, not anxious, and ready to keep living well into your golden years. First, unusual fatigue is often dismissed as just part of aging, but when simple tasks like getting dressed or walking across a room feel like a marathon, your heart may be struggling to pump enough oxygen-rich blood. In fact, over 70% of women who went on to have a heart attack reported extreme fatigue in the weeks prior. A 2023 review found that 23% of patients described unusual fatigue in the prodromal phase. If you feel exhausted in a new or overwhelming way, pay attention. Don't wait for rest to fix it. From fatigue, we transition to the second sign, mild, persistent chest discomfort. This often presents as pressure, tightness, or fullness rather than the intense chest crushing seen in dramatic portrayals. Up to 68% of people experience chest pain or heaviness before their heart attack. Women, in particular, report this as vague chest pressure more often than sharp pain. If you notice this sensation for no apparent reason, especially when doing everyday things, it's a signal worth noting. The third symptom is shortness of breath at rest. You might find yourself winded from barely standing up or needing deeper breaths while sitting. According to the Mayo Clinic, shortness of breath is a common warning sign, especially when it isn't tied to physical activity. Among women, it is frequently reported alongside fatigue in the prodrome. This is your lungs telling you that your heart may not be reaching them properly. Next comes pain radiating to the left arm, neck, or jaw. The nerves that sense cardiac pain often share pathways with these areas, which is why discomfort may travel. Symptoms in the arm, neck, back, or jaw are widely recognized warning signs by the CDC. Many men experience this as a classic symptom, and women often feel it as achiness or tension rather than sharp pain. Fifth, cold, clammy sweats that come out of thin air should not be ignored. When your heart is under stress, your body may trigger a stress response that includes sudden sweating with no physical exertion. Health authorities like the American Heart Association highlight this as a red flag. If this happens to you, especially at rest, treat it as an urgent alert. Your body is trying to tell you something important. The sixth early sign is one our hearts may not expect: unexplained anxiety or a sense of doom. This isn't typical worry. It's a deep, unfocused dread that washes over you for no apparent reason. Nearly half of women reported anxiety before their heart attack, and psychological stress is well established as a cardiovascular risk factor. When this feeling hits, take a pause. Listen to your body. Finally, nausea, dizziness, or even fainting spells round out the 7 key signs. Feeling queasy, suddenly lightheaded, or nearly passing out may be dismissed as indigestion or low blood sugar, but they can signal serious trouble. The CDC identifies feeling weak, lightheaded, or faint, along with nausea or vomiting as signs of heart attack. Mayo Clinic specifically cites these symptoms as common in women. If your stomach churns or the world tilts, take it seriously. These 7 signs are more than random discomfort. They are a quietly urgent conversation from your heart. When you recognize them together, fatigue plus mild chest pressure plus breathlessness even at rest, you're looking at a pattern, not coincidence. Early recognition of prodromal symptoms could prevent as many as 200,000 deaths every year in the U.S., according to health analyses. It matters especially for women and older adults. Women often present atypical signs like nausea, jaw pain, fatigue, or anxiety rather than classic chest pain. Historically, this leads to misdiagnoses or delays. A Yale study found that among younger women, over half were initially misdiagnosed, and they waited an average of 3.2 hours to seek care compared to 2.4 hours for men. If you are over 60, understand that atypical signs are not just possibilities, they are likely. So, how can you respond? First, keep a simple symptom diary. Note when fatigue begins, what you feel in your chest, how your breathing shifts, and any odd sweats or anxiety. When 2 or more symptoms occur together, it's crucial to contact your doctor or call emergency services if you're concerned. Also, maintain weekly blood pressure checks at home, aim for light daily walks, and follow a heart-healthy diet low in sodium and saturated fat. Each symptom is a signal, and every action you take is a step towards preserving your life and vitality. By paying attention to your body's quiet whispers and responding early, you don't just avoid a heart attack, you claim years of meaningful living ahead.
When it comes to heart attacks and strokes, one of the most dangerous misconceptions is that symptoms look the same in everyone. In reality, women often experience very different, quieter warning signs than men, and these differences have led to countless missed or delayed diagnoses. Understanding this can be life-saving, especially for older women. Unlike the classic image of a man clutching his chest in pain, many women who experience a heart attack do not feel that crushing chest pain at all. According to the American Heart Association, over 40% of women report no chest pain during their heart attack. Instead, they experience symptoms like extreme fatigue, nausea, indigestion-like discomfort, back or neck pain, and sometimes just a vague feeling that something is wrong. In fact, a CDC study found that nearly 1 in 5 women reported their doctors initially dismissed their symptoms as anxiety or stress, contributing to delayed treatment. These subtle symptoms make heart attacks in women especially dangerous because they're often overlooked or misinterpreted. That's why it's crucial to listen closely to your body, even when the signs don't seem dramatic. For example, if you feel unusually tired for days, nauseous without reason, or you develop pain in your shoulders or upper back, don't wait, especially if you have risk factors like high blood pressure or diabetes. Stroke symptoms can also appear differently in women. Beyond the common signs, women may report sudden behavioral changes, confusion, fainting, or even hallucinations. But one universal principle applies to everyone: the FAST method. If you or someone near you experiences face drooping, arm weakness, or speech difficulty, it's time to call 911 immediately. Every minute counts. The CDC confirms that stroke is the 4th leading cause of death in women in the U.S., with risk increasing significantly after menopause due to hormonal changes. This knowledge isn't meant to scare, It's meant to empower. When you understand your body, you protect your future. Don't second-guess your instincts. Trust them. And remember, your experience matters, even if it doesn't match the textbook. Speak up, seek help early, and stay connected to care. Because the quiet symptoms are still real, and you deserve to be heard.
Understanding what causes a heart attack begins with the arteries. Over time, especially as we age, the blood vessels that supply the heart can become narrowed or blocked by a buildup of plaque, a condition called atherosclerosis. This buildup is primarily composed of cholesterol, fat, and other substances that cling to the artery walls. The American Heart Association reports that atherosclerosis is the underlying cause in nearly 90% of heart attacks. When one of these plaques ruptures, it can trigger a blood clot that blocks blood flow to the heart, leading to a heart attack. High blood pressure, or hypertension, is another leading culprit. According to the CDC, nearly 2/3 of adults over 60 in the United States have high blood pressure. This condition forces the heart to work harder, causing the walls of the heart's chambers to thicken and increasing the risk of both heart attack and stroke. Hypertension can also accelerate the formation of plaque, compounding the risk. Then there's stress, something no one escapes but few take seriously enough. Chronic stress releases hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, which can increase heart rate and blood pressure. Over time, this constant pressure damages arteries and can even provoke spasms in the coronary arteries, reducing blood flow. The American Psychological Association highlights that chronic stress is a recognized risk factor for cardiovascular disease, particularly when coupled with other behaviors like poor sleep or overeating. Diet and lifestyle habits also matter profoundly. Diets high in saturated fats, salt, and processed sugars contribute to high cholesterol and obesity, two of the most significant risk factors. The National Institutes of Health note that obesity increases heart attack risk by nearly 64%, especially in adults over 65. Smoking is another accelerant. It damages the lining of the arteries, promotes plaque formation, and reduces oxygen in the blood. Even light or occasional smoking doubles the risk of heart attack. For older adults, risk factors multiply. Age itself changes the heart and blood vessels. Arteries stiffen, the heart becomes less efficient, and the body's natural warning systems become quieter. This makes prevention and regular monitoring all the more critical. What causes a heart attack isn't just one thing. It's a lifetime of choices, biology, and sometimes silent progression. But knowing this can be empowering. When you understand the risk, you're already one step closer to prevention. Because your heart doesn't demand perfection. It simply needs attention.
Prevention doesn't begin in a hospital. It starts right at your kitchen table. What you eat, how you live, and even how you manage stress today can shape the health of your heart for years to come. For older adults, small, intentional choices made consistently carry immense power.